Welcome to the Sisterhood of Sweat. I am here with an amazing guest today, Annette Fredskov. Oh my gosh, you guys. She has run the 366 marathons, and not in a lifetime. I mean, that would be a big feat for a lifetime, but she ran them in 1 year, 366 marathons in 365 days. Now, I cannot wait to dig into the mindset that it must have took to accomplish such an amazing feat. But first, Annette is going to introduce herself to you. She lives in Denmark, is that correct?
That's correct. Denmark.
Yes. So here she goes.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Annette, in Danish, Annette. I'm 45 years old and a mother of two. I have a girl, she's 16, and my boy is 14. And we are living together with the love of my life. His name is Kim. And every morning I make the decision to have the best day possible. I choose to do all that I can to be the best version of myself. I choose to focus on all the positive thoughts, positive feelings, and what I want. And I look in my eyes in the mirror and I say, I love you. And I smile to myself and I feel the love. And well, I can do it. That's my motto. And I have said that sentence to myself thousands of times. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. So I have programmed my mind and all the cells in my body to believe that everything is possible. If I really want it, if I believe it, and I'm willing to do the work, and I'm willing to work hard, and forget about all limitations and just go for it. So I can do it. And if I can do it, you can too. Everybody can do whatever you want and what you put your mind to. And my love is distance running. I love distance running. Today I have the marathon, the number of marathons is 660 marathons. I have run since 2010, so that's not that many years. And as you said, I have 1 year I ran.
You're making me want to cry here.
1 year I ran.
I mean, I seriously want to cry. That's so amazing.
Yeah. Well, I really believe that you can do what you put your mind to. And 1 year I ran 366 marathons in 365 days. So on this last day, the finale, I ran 2 marathons. And 2 years later, I ran from Denmark to France. I ran to Paris, 1,130 kilometers in 19 days. So I'm just curious what I can do when my mind and my spirit and my body work together, and I focus on my possibilities. Then anything is possible. So yeah. And one more thing, in 2009, I was diagnosed with MS, with multiple sclerosis. And today, I have no symptoms whatsoever of MS, and medical examinations shows no activity, no MS activity. And I'm sure that my lifestyle and my positive thinking and exercise has really contributed to my health. So I have taken responsibility for my life, and that has given me freedom and really a high quality of life. And Yeah, I just want to pass it on, because I'm so grateful that all the things that I've been doing, and I think when I can do it, everybody can do what they put their mind to. So that's my story.
So what would you say to people out there that say, I don't run, I can't even run a mile, I can't do it, I can't do it? What would you like to say to people that just say, I can't?
Well, I want to know, do you really want to? Why is it important? Because if you just do it because other people are running and you don't really want to do it, then find out what you're happy about instead and do that. So if we really want to do something, we have to make it important. And if you want to run and you say to yourself, I can't run. Yeah, you're right. You can't run if you tell yourself you can't run. So you have to work on the positive attitude and tell yourself, I can do this. Small steps. I can start walking. And then when I'm good at walking, I can start running a bit, walk and run, walk and run. And then you just build up. So small steps, but you have to tell yourself you can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I truly believe it is what you tell yourself repeatedly and what you fill your mind with.
Right.
How much did you rely upon your mindset when you were running mile after mile and you probably sometimes wanted to quit?
Yeah, 100%. My mindset, that was my strength. And before I started running that year, I kind of I trained my mind. I was telling myself maybe 500 times a day, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. So I just, it's part of my DNA now. So now I just know that if I want to do something and it's important to me, I can do it. But that's because I've told myself I can do it so many times that every cell in my body believes it. And I believe it. So I wasn't afraid. I wasn't afraid of illness. I wasn't afraid of injuries because I just knew in my heart I would finish. And then there was no room for injuries or illness. So
I love that.
I was not afraid, and no illness, no injuries. So you are really strong when you don't have any fear. So
and you are the picture of glowing health, and many people. In fact, I had one when I told her who I was interviewing said to me, "Oh, but isn't that hard on your body? Isn't that that's crazy. Why would anyone run that many miles?" And why, I'm sure on everyone's mind, is why did you set the goal of running a marathon every day?
Well, it's a combination of passion and curiosity. But, the first marathon I ran, I've never been sporty. I've never been, the girl that was good at sports. Never, ever. So when I ran my first marathon, I just felt like I was a piece in a puzzle and I fit in right there. It was a great experience and I felt the passion. So that's important. And then I ran that first marathon and, I did it well because I was focusing on what I wanted and I was focusing on get my body and spirit to work together. And I did really well. And I got curious, what can I do if there's no limitations? So it's a curiosity and the passion, but I have heard that a lot and people said to me, that's not healthy. And well, I never did it to be healthy, but I'm sure that if I was lying on my couch for a year, that is more unhealthy than running a marathon each day.
Yes, because many times when you're doing something, you're going to hear from the choir, or the birds are going to chirp a little bit. And, any big idea, you're crazy. You're crazy. What do you mean you're going to do that? What? You know, I'm 55 and I'm doing crazy things on the Fitness America stage, which I have my Fitness America t-shirt on today. And, you know, people, you know, I had some judge, why are you doing this? This is crazy. I love you. I love everything you do. But why? Why are you doing this? And so, you know, any big dream that you have, people are going to think, you know, they're probably going to think you're crazy because it's not their dream. It's not their dream. It's inside of you. And so the crazier it is, I think, the bigger the dream, you should go after it. Just like Annette did, just like I do, and many other people out there living large, going after their dreams. Now, I know, like, you wrote that you were an ordinary person, and you wanted to do something extreme as a regular person. You know, you weren't like out there winning races every day. You wanted to prove, I'm thinking, did you want to prove something? And what was it you wanted to prove to people?
I think I was trying to prove something to myself, actually. I was trying to prove that anything is possible if I really wanted and put my mind to it and work hard. Actually, it was the MS diagnosis that really got me going, because at first I was kind of, you know, a really good patient. I was listening to the doctors, and I was being careful, and one day I just got enough, and I said, you know, I'm not sclerosis, I'm not MS. I don't want to live that. I don't want to live a life as a patient. You know, I wanna be healthy, and I wanna go out there, and I wanna run, and I would do it all. So I changed my mindset. So that's why I'm saying I'm an ordinary woman. I just changed my mindset, you know, and I took responsibility for my life, and I was focusing on what I wanted. And
whoa, that is such a big point. Focus on what you want, not on what you don't want.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was amazed at how much my life changed, and it's changed into health. So I just, you know, I'm not done exploring what I can do, because there's no limitations. If it's important to me and I'm passionate about it, and you know, it makes sense and makes my heart beat, and I think, wait, this is fun, this is great, come on, we're doing it. So and it's amazing, because that year I had some doctors who checked me, so I was sure that everything was all right with me. And actually, I just got stronger. So, you know, my body is in a great shape, and it's not, I have not worn it out. And I didn't get sick, not in that year, but afterwards, I didn't get sick either. So I don't know if it's healthy, but I just got stronger. So, I think that's interesting.
Well, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Right. I know that you put this in your book, and it's also a song, one of my favorite. And I read in the book where you were running, and you came across a runner and found out that you had been robbed. And how did you, I mean, you're running this marathon, you find out your car windows are smashed, you're robbed of all your belongings. I mean, how did you keep running the race and not, like, I mean, a lot of people quit when that happened.
Well, I couldn't do that, because then you know, it was all ruined. So I just, I took a break. You know, the clock was still ticking, but I just took time to call the police. So I just did what I had to do, and it took about half an hour, and then I just went running again. So that marathon, it took a while, because the clock was running while I was phoning the police and telling them about the car robbery. So about 6 hours I used on that marathon, because there was this incident. But and you know, I knew that I would be challenged that year. So I just had to find solutions and get going.
Yeah, and you were like a mom to your kids. You were
Yeah.
living like, you know, you were cooking and cleaning.
Mm.
You know, you wanted to be, or you're ordinary, but you want to be extreme. I mean,
Yeah.
how was it like to run a marathon every day, yet still take care of your house, your kids, your laundry, cook and clean, and all of that?
Sometimes I was really tired,
Oh,
and
yeah.
and some days I was just finished. But you know, I talked to my kids, and on the days, the toughest days, I said to them, "Would you help me? And I'm tired today." And oh, they were just my greatest supporters. So I'm so proud of them because they never said to me, "Oh, mom, you're not going to my soccer game," or anything. They also focused on, you know, the best things because they appreciated that I was at home. You know, I was not running out at night and doing stuff because when I ran my marathon and then I went home and then I was home rest of the day. So they knew where I was and they appreciated that for that year. So they were, you know, good to also focus on the positives. So
I think it's a good example for your children that
mm-hmm.
you can be a mom and you can have hopes, goals, and dreams and achieve them. It teaches them that they can do the same. And
Right.
so for any moms out there or anyone that has a dream, you know, when you go for your dream, maybe you get resistance at first, but I believe if you believe in you and your dream, people will come along.
Right.
You have to really mean it.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Yeah. And so I know you said in your darkest moments, like you had some dark moments,
Mm-hmm.
but that's probably when you got your diagnosis for MS, I would think. But you said you did, your darkest moments were not in your running shoes.
No, it was not in my running shoes. I was tired that year, sometimes also in my running shoes, but I'm always happy in my running shoes. You know, it's not, it's also really good for your mind to run and exercise. It just gives you peace, and if you have some challenges in your life, you just solve them when you're out exercising or running, and it's amazing. So I have to go out for a run every day, and that's because I just have to have peace in my mind, and running helps me. So yeah.
Well, I kind of also kind of see this parallel to you getting a terrible diagnosis that would floor most people, and they would think they need to be in bed and they need to be, you know, slowing down and eating chicken soup or whatever. And, you know, you did what you did was, this is not how I want to feel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to feel like I'm sick. You got up, you started running, and then you didn't feel sick, right? Because the action was as you were a well person.
Yeah.
And you did things that lit you up inside, which I have to believe that changed everything for you. I mean, you know, I think you had that mindset of I'm not sick. I'm well enough, I can run, and you just got better. I mean, it's probably to the normal mind seems crazy that, you know, how did you recover from all of this? Like every day, run. I mean, it didn't tear your body down. You actually healed from something.
Well, I found my pace because I was 5 hours running a marathon. That's what my body could do. If I ran faster, I didn't have time to recover. So that was my pace, and that, you know, it just kind of got. It was like everyday life. I got up in the morning, and instead of going to work, I took my running shoes on and then went to the marathon. And then my office was out on the out on the street running. So my body got used to it. And I think that's amazing. And it shows us that, well, we have our body, it's made to move, you know. Our body is not made to sit in a chair or lie in a sofa. You should use your body.
Yeah, sitting is the new smoking, I'm told.
Ah, yeah.
So, you know, you just, you know, and also if you are sitting and you feel tired, I promise you, if you get up and you start moving and get your blood flowing, get outside, get a little sunshine, or if not, just get moving,
right,
you will feel better. You will feel more energy, and then you will feel less like laying around and more like doing things. Just like that.
Yeah, right.
I had somebody that wants to know, do you feel that if you stop running, somebody's asking me this online, will you, do you think your MS would return if you stopped running?
I have never thought about that. I don't think I have to run as much as I do. but I think that we all need to exercise to keep in shape and keep health and stay healthy. I don't know if I'm not going to try. So I think it's a hard question to ask, because I cannot get myself to say the word that it would return. So no, it's not going to return, and I'm not going to stop running either. So.
Well, I was like, well, you have the solution. You'll just run more marathons, right?
But I don't have to do as much as I do now. You can do less exercise than I do and stay healthy.
I know. I could do less too, but I love it. I love it. Yeah. I've been running about 14 miles a day.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And people think I'm crazy. And I'm like, well, I like it. And I'm getting ready for a show. And I want to do whatever it takes to get in the shape I want to be in. And I guess you could sit around and mope and, you know, and do nothing. But, you know, I guess the way I look at it is whatever lights you up inside is what you should be doing. And you should do more of that. And don't let other people tell you what you can and can't do.
Right.
Now,
that's so true.
Yeah. For you, you had to fuel yourself. What did you eat for running, and what did you do to recover?
Well, I during the marathons, because I knew I had to get a lot of energy, a lot of calories, I actually ate some bread with Nutella. You know Nutella?
Yeah.
Yeah, the chocolate, spreading. I ate that when I ran. So I got calories while I was running. And after the race, I just ate, you know, a balanced diet. So I got my vitamins, the minerals, and all the good stuff. But during the race, it was just about getting enough energy. And that was some bread with Nutella.
So, well, that sounds good. And I read you drank soda to keep your calories.
I did that too. I drank soda with sugar. So
well, I mean, you are running quite a bit. I mean, you do need fuel.
I need a lot of fuel. So I didn't want to lose weight. I gained muscle and lost fat that year, but I didn't lose any weight.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Now, did you get lean?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I see your pictures, and you look good, and you look lean, and you have muscle. Yeah. And some people would probably think, oh, you're gonna lose all your muscle, but you didn't.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I gained muscle and lost fat. So I guess
change your body composition.
Yeah, and actually my bones got stronger too.
Yeah.
So all strong.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my mind got strong.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Strong. I mean, what other kind of things, like when you were running, what other type of things did you say to yourself to keep going when it got hard? Because I mean, I read that sometimes you had to power walk to
Yeah.
make it through when your shins hurt.
Yeah, that was in the beginning. In the first month, it was like my body had to get used to the distance, and I have to find the right pace. I was running too fast in the beginning, so that's why I got shin splints in the beginning. But when I found my pace, and that was no problem. But I was using all kinds of positive thoughts. You know, the weather is here in Denmark. We have winter, and it was cold. So I always had to, you know, tell the best version of my reality. So if it was freezing cold, I just had to be happy about that it wasn't snowing. You know, then I thought, oh, it's great today. There's no snow. Yay! So I just had to find what's positive today and focus on that. And people came running with me. So, and that was very motivating for me, that people came from all over Denmark, and actually they came from other countries to run with me. And that was amazing, the support I got. So every day there was new people coming, and I talked to them, and suddenly we ran a marathon, you know, just talking, blah, 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 blah.
I love it.
Yeah. So, yeah. But, you know, in every situation, also in our everyday life, we can choose which version of the reality we tell ourselves, you know. We can see the world with love and tell the good story, or we can be, you know, the opposite. And I choose love and always tell myself the best version of my life.
How many years have you been running?
Yeah, for about 10 years. So, and that's why I say too, I'm ordinary. I've never been a sports girl. So that's it's never too late to do something. And that year I ran, there were people who were 63 years old running with me and running a lot of marathons. So, you know, forget all about age. Just we should follow our heart.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100%, because you are the epitome of health, and you're glowing with happiness and you're vibrant. So I guess that would be the goal for me, is to live that way, is to live a vibrant, healthy life. You feel young no matter what your age when you're living that way. And I feel like your running and your exuberance are a light for all of us, you know, that we could look at that and apply it to our own lives. And I know, like, during the course of your running, you had this motto, one day at a time, one step at a time. What did that come to mean to you?
In that project, it was very important, because if, you know, I was standing on in the beginning of the project thinking that, well, I have 300 marathons left to run. You know, it can be hard to motivate yourself. So I just had to focus on, well, I'm running today and I'm running again tomorrow. And just, I knew that I had a lot of races, but I was not focusing on it. And I think that's important, because if it's a really huge stream, and we can just get tired in the beginning if we think about how huge it is and get the thing. I cannot do that. But if you just take one step at a time, you know, you can always just take one step. and then you can take one more, and then one more, and suddenly you're there, and that's amazing. So always, and it doesn't matter if you want to do something big or small, doesn't matter, just one step at a time, and then we can achieve it. So it was very important.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, a lot of times people project, like they think, you know, they may come to my boot camp class and they think that, you know, because they can't do, you know, a burpee, or they can't do the number of burpees, or they can't keep up with others, they think that they'll never be able to. But if they wouldn't project, like, don't put yourself in the shoes of someone that has been working out for a long time. Put your shoes, your own shoes, and just know you're taking that first step and that you're going to get better, because everyone out there has had their first step.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it's very important that we just don't compete with others. You know, we can look at ourselves and see ourselves improve, you know, but there will always be someone better. So don't measure up, you know, because just be proud about what you're doing and love yourself, you know, and that's really important.
Yes, and I tell you what, I have learned that so much. I go to Fitness America, where I am with people that were in Circus Olay. They're like silver medalists in the Olympics.
Wow.
They're like crazy, amazing Ninja Warrior people. Like they're on Ninja Warrior, the American Ninja Warrior. And what I have to do, because I'm 55, I was never a gymnast. I taught myself how to do all of my strength moves and all the things I do. I have to tell myself that it's great to just be in the game. I'm in the game. Like, whether I am the champion, although I feel like a champion, I am in the game. I am in the game, and that is the key. Get in the game, you know?
Yeah, right. You're amazing. An inspiration,
Thank you, thank you. I love doing it. So, I mean, to me, that's the key, is to do what you love doing, and don't let anybody out there get in your ear. You know, you got to quiet down the noise so you hear your own voice and your own dreams, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I said to my now teenagers, I said to them, well, I'm running marathon when I'm 100 years old, and you can run with me. Then one of them is 55 and 53, and they're just looking at me and just shaking their heads. Mom, you're crazy. But I'm going to run a marathon when I'm
when you're how old? How old are you going to be?
100.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to run a marathon. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And my goal was, you know, I was going to compete until I was 50.
Yeah.
And then I started winning, and I like placed top 5 after the age of 55 times. So now I had to keep going, because I was like, well, and so my goal was, as long as I could keep improving, I would keep going. And so I've kept improving. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to keep going. And so there you go. And I just, I love that you told your kids that they could run a marathon with you. Did they, what did they say? Are they going to do it?
They were just laughing at me. Right now, they are not, they don't want to run. They want to do their own sports. That's soccer and handball. So that's okay. I just think that they should do a sport just to keep in shape. So they don't have to run with me. That's my passion. And we should all find our own passion and do that.
Yeah. And, you know, I imagine you probably did have some people that maybe said things that were, you know, discouraging. Did you, or was everyone just 100% supportive?
No, I got, especially online, I didn't get anything uncomfortable face to face, but unfortunately the social media, that's easy to be, you know, get comments on that. And in the beginning, but at first I got, you know, I was Yeah, it affected me in the beginning, but then I just, I thought it has nothing to do with me, and that's all
That's true.
about
It never
them.
does. Yeah.
It's all about them. So I can do nothing. So I just sent love back to them, and I wrote to them. Well, I can see that we see the world differently, and I wish you the best. So I didn't comment on it. So, but just send love.
That's the right
And
thing to do. Never feed into negativity, right?
No.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
And now I don't get any negativity. So.
Oh, heck no. I mean, I just feel so blessed to be talking to you today. I mean, you're just a gift. I mean, and what you've done, just it speaks loud. Like when you're talking about the marathon and just the lessons that you learned are amazing. What is the greatest lesson you learned from running 366 marathons in 365 days?
It's the feeling that I know in my heart that I can do anything I set my mind to, and if I want to work for it, and I believe. It's so important to believe, because if we don't have faith, it slips away. But if we have faith, we can do anything. And you can, if you don't have faith now, you can practice having faith. You can tell yourself, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. And then learn yourself that I'm a person and I can do it. Woo!
Woo! I love it. I love it.
So, but you have to believe. That's the key. You have to believe. And it's not 98%, it's 100% believe, So, and we can get to that point, because 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I would never have imagined me doing that. And people around me would, if someone had said, well, you're going to run 366 marathons in 1 year, people would say, well, that's never going to happen. And I would say that too, but it did happen. So, and if I can do it, anybody can do what they put their mind to, and if they believe it and work for it. Yeah. So just go for it.
And I just have to tell my friend out there that may be listening, I really did not plan the whole I can, but I just told her the other day that there is no I can't, because she keeps saying I can't, and I called her out on it. So she probably thinks she designed this whole podcast.
You didn't.
But I mean, it must be meant to be then, and I just think so much is done by what words you're speaking to yourself.
It is. And if you are saying to yourself, I cannot do that, and if you say that 100 times, you become a person who cannot do anything. And that's what you're going to believe. And you're right, you can't.
Right.
So you have to tell yourself, I can do it. And remember, there's so many things we don't want to use our time on, and we don't want to do the work. But that doesn't mean that we can't. It just means that we don't want to, and that's just another, that's different. So never say that as that you cannot do it. You can do it if you want to and you believe it.
Well, and that would be the other thing. What is it about yourself that you don't believe then? Like, is there something that you're not believing about you? And then that would be, go to work on that then, maybe you need to work on your faith and your belief in yourself. And why shouldn't you believe in yourself? Yeah. Why? I mean, you should be your own best cheerleader. And even if there's been people in your life that have drug you down, and maybe you have, situations we are unaware of, you can still rise to the occasion.
Yeah.
You can still rise.
It doesn't.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what have happened to you until now. Right now, this moment, it is your choice what you're going to do. and it's your freedom. You can do whatever you want to do. And even if you are in a bad situation, it's your choice how you look at it. If you're going to find the possibilities, or you're just going to sit down and say, well, that always happens to me, I cannot do anything. You know, it's your own choice.
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely.
and we all get challenged, and we are all going to get challenged all our life. But it's up to you. What are you going to do about it? You can always choose to find solutions. There are solutions everywhere.
Yeah. And I know during the course of your running, you said if you wanted a different result, you had to do something differently.
Right. Yeah.
So if you don't like the results in your life, then what are you going to change, right? What are you going to do differently? If you don't like feeling like your clothes are too tight, then what are you going to do differently? Like, right?
Right, and it's not going to change anything just to complain, you know. You just have to get action. You have to do something. And then you can change your life if you want to do that. Yeah, and it's an amazing freedom.
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever you want, right? It's what you make it. Life is what you make it.
Yeah.
And it's how you react and respond to what happens to you.
Yeah. And, you know, I had a very difficult situation when I got the MS diagnosis, and I had a period of my life when I was, you know, being sick, and the only reason I got through that is because I decided to take action and responsibility, and I started doing mirror work. So in the morning, I got up and I was standing in front of the mirror, and in the beginning, I didn't like to just look at myself and saying to myself positive things. But I practiced and I got good at it, and now I'm just standing having you know, love with myself in front of the mirror. So we can do small things just to feel better about ourselves. And if we feel better about ourselves, you know, life changes.
Yeah, and I think faith is a muscle. You know, the more you work it, the more faith you get. Like,
right.
You know, and so you have to take a risk to believe.
Yeah.
And you can't stay safe in your comfort zone. You have to step out of it.
Yeah. And you have to go out and write on Facebook, I'm going to do this, you know, and that's stepping out of the comfort zone, just to tell people, listen, I'm going to do this, because then you're kind of obligated to keep on trying to do it. And that's motivating on the days that where you think, oh, I don't want to do it today. And you can think, oh, well, I just told everybody, so I have to do it. And then you get going. So you have to tell everybody, listen, what I'm going to do to stay motivated. That's just one way to do it. So tell people about it.
And that caused you to be more committed, right?
Yeah,
it's commitment.
Right. Yeah, and it was really kind of scary when I wrote on Facebook, listen, what I'm going to do, I'm going to run 366 marathons in 1 year, you know, and people were saying, you cannot do that. And I was just in my heart, I knew, well, I can do it. I can do it. But that kept me motivated.
Wow. I mean, and I am just so impressed. I just want to acknowledge you for your determination, your belief, your faith, your grit, your strength, your perseverance, your just tenacity to do this gives me faith that I can do it too, and that everybody out there can do whatever it is they want to do.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank you.
That's pretty.
And you're an inspiration, Linda. I want to look like you in 10 years.
Well, thank you so much. I'll have to give the credit where credit's due. My dad had the best genes in the world, and my mom.
Oh, that's great.
Like, they were and their mindset. My dad was a mindset.
Yeah.
He would say things like, your mother has her, sorry, your mother has her schoolgirl figure, and I have my schoolboy figure.
That's great.
I don't know where he got that. And then he would say, I'm such a fortunate young man. Your mother's such a great cook. Like, he always talked about himself. Sorry, I dropped my phone. He always talked like he was like the youngest, the most vibrant person. And he just had that faith and belief in himself and in God. And you could just tell by the way he lived his life that he was never old, not even when he died, not even when he was 86 was he old. I never thought of him one day as old. Old is a mindset.
Yeah, it is.
Being young is a mindset. I know chronologically I'm going to age. Yes, my body's going to get older. But it's the inside of you that never grows old, people.
That's right. I love it.
Yeah. Wow. So what would you like to tell everyone out there that you have not said yet on an interview?
I just think that, we should fill our lives with joy. And I think it's our purpose to be as happy as possible, but it's our own responsibility. We cannot sit down and wait for people to come to make us happy. We have to find out what makes me happy, and then do it, and be, you have to have courage, to be a little crazy sometimes, but it's our own responsibility. And it's really important to see that, because I think some people, they wait for others to make them happy, but it's not the way it's supposed to be. That's a bonus. We have to make ourselves happy, and we have to find out what should I fill my life with, because I think that everybody should be happy as possible, and fill the lives with love and laughter and passion. And but we have to take action to do so. It's not going to get here by itself, So, but it's worth it. It's worth it to take the time to find out, hey, what is my heart excited about? And if you don't know it right now, find out. Try different things.
Find something.
Yeah, because it's out there for everybody. And it's not just television, there's real life going on, and go out and live it. And be happy, and fill your life with love, because, I think that's why we are here, to love as much as possible. And fill our life with it,
Yeah. Fill your life with love, and
and
fight for your happiness.
Yeah. And feel as good as possible. I get sometimes I can get upset, or something happens to me, and I always, when I found out that I have this, if I have a little anger or negative feelings, I stop up and I try to find out what can I do to change from the anger, and then I can forgive, and I can go and be happy again. I can choose that for myself, and that's an amazing freedom.
Yes. So happiness is a choice. It's a choice.
It is a choice.
Yep. So, no matter what, it is a choice. You can choose it. Yeah. It's the whole glass half empty or half full.
It is. So I just want to say, go out there and be happy, and if you can learn it, just tell yourself you can do it.
Oh my gosh, I love it so much. How many running shoes did you wear in this whole year of marathoning?
20 pairs. 20 pair of running shoes. Yeah, I ran 800 kilometers in each pair. and I kept score. So I had 5 pair I used, and then 800, and they were out, and a new pair. So 20 pairs that year, yeah.
How much water per day was it necessary to drink to be able to run these marathons?
Well, it depends on the weather, but at least 1.5 liter every day. But if it was summer and the weather was warm, a little bit more. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So 1.5 liter. And then for eating, did you eat before you run? And what did you eat before you go on your run? And what did you eat after your run?
Before I went on my run, I ate, I'm not sure what you call it, but it's a dairy product. I ate with some cereal on, oatmeal, yeah. And on the run, I ate 3 buns with Nutella. So some bread with Nutella, and then some bananas, and also some chocolate sometimes. And then I drank a soda and water, just a combination.
Nutella needs to hook up with you.
Well,
they need to sponsor you.
Well, actually, right.
It'd be a great advertisement.
Yeah, right now I'm a little tired of it because I got so much that year. And afterwards, I just ate a normal lunch. So that was different every time. But after the race, I got a protein shake. So to build my muscles, I did that every day. Yeah. And then I just had a normal lunch and a normal dinner, and then I ate a small meal before I got to bed because I got hungry all the time. So my body was working. Yeah.
At night, when you had an evening marathon, and then the next day you had a morning marathon.
Yeah, that was not good.
Okay, I was going to say, how on earth did you recover to, be able to do that?
That was really hard. And I did it sometimes, but not that often because it was too hard. Because it was hard to sleep when you were finished at 9 or 10 in the evening, and before you got to bed and you got something to eat, and it was hard to, your body was not relaxing. It was still excited about, I ran a marathon. So it didn't really work very well. So, but
sometimes I've worked out that hard.
Yeah. So,
where you feel like your body's shaking a little bit.
Yeah. And sometimes it's great to feel the body working, and it's, sometimes I also like to push it to the limit, but I couldn't do that year because I didn't have the time to recover. Because when you push it to the limit, you use a little bit more time to recover. And I didn't have that time. So I found a balance so I could keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to find a balance.
Yeah.
Maintain your running, and you did find it. Once you got kind of in the middle, you started finding a balance, didn't you?
Yeah, I did, and it just got everyday life, I just got I didn't think about I was running a marathon every day. It was just my life at that time. So I didn't think about it, well, I'm going to run a marathon today. I just did it. And I enjoyed it as much as I could. And it was just like my job at that time. So I just went up and got to work. I was just feeling grateful that it was in my running shoes. So yeah. everyday life for a
It's
period.
it's kind of like you had your own personal Olympics.
Yeah, I did. You can say that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
Olympic athletes work that hard. Some,
Yeah.
like Phelps would be like swimming 6, 7 hours. I mean, a
Yeah.
day. And so people do crazy
They
things like
do.
when they're trying to achieve a goal. And
Yeah.
so I don't think you need anyone's permission but your own. You don't need
No.
somebody's permission. A lot of people are waiting for permission to do that thing they want to do.
Then you never get to do it. You should just go for it, And
Yeah.
I think that it's my life and it's my responsibility. So just get going, It's an amazing freedom, because if we're just sitting around waiting for people to do things for us, for people to love us, for people to say, you can do that, we are never going to get anywhere. So just live your life and take responsibility and be happy, fill your life with joy.
Gosh, I so echo that. My last guest, Alex Jameson from Super Size Me, she said, you have this one life.
Yeah.
You have this one life. It is your life.
Mm-hmm.
God gave it to you. So he would have given it to somebody else if he wanted them to be in charge of it. And that's for me. That part is for me, total Linda. But you are in control of your life because it is yours. So go out there, make the most out of it, live it to the fullest every day. And I want to hear from everyone out there how Annette has inspired you. So please, please, please review her on iTunes under the Sisterhood of Sweat heading and let her know how much she has inspired you. And where can people reach you on social media and get your book?
Well, the connection was not good, but I heard the last one. I'm on Facebook with my name, so you can friend me there, and I would love to talk to you. And I have a website where you can where there's link to iTunes, and that's also my name. So, but everybody can write to me on Facebook, and I'll respond.
Where can they get your book? I bought your book on Amazon. Is that the best place?
Yeah, it is. Amazon and iTunes. And unfortunately, it's not on hard copy in the US, but I would love to do that. So that could be a goal for me to get my book out in the US. Yeah.
I bought your book on Kindle online.
Yeah, that's great.
And it had a mark through all the words, but I was able to read it.
Oh, it had a what?
It had like a line. I don't know why. It had a line through the words, but I was able to read it. I read it on my cloud reader.
Yeah.
But I'll send it to you so you can see it, because I was wondering why.
Yeah.
But it was in English. It was like I could read it, but I just didn't know. But
I will follow up on that.
Yeah. I'll send it to you. But I would say it was worth the purchase because it was motivating and inspirational, as are you. Yeah. And I thank you so much for coming on. And it was so cool to talk to you and be inspired by you in Denmark, of all things. I mean, this just like such a blessing, and you are such a gift. Thank you so much for coming on the Sisterhood of Sweat.
Thank you, Linda. It's been a pleasure. Pleasure to meet you and talk to you.
And thank you, everyone, for listening. And this concludes today's episode of the Sisterhood of Sweat.